Here's me and Dennis. It's kind of late in the rounds, even though this is the first video. But I want to start on the feet and just practice hand fighting and head fighting. Even if you're not the best at wrestling and don't feel comfortable in your shots, it's always good to just stay active with the footwork, hand fighting, head fighting, hand positioning, so you're not just a sitting duck waiting to get taken down. Here I have an underhook. He pulls his arm out, and now always lead with that forehead right there, because even if he shoots, I'm in position to defend. Again, looking to try and control his head, even if I'm not actively going to try for a shot. Keep him busy. I have a right underhook. He tries to guillotine. I feel I'm going for the snap down, and right here he goes for that gator roll, but my base is too wide and he has to pull guard. So from here I just pushed his knee and hopped past. Again, always establish a knee and elbow connection so they can't easily pass. Now Dennis is pretty explosive, so I'm being aware of any type of big bridge as I go for this Kimura. My hips are heavy, my legs are splayed. There goes Ryson walking by in a singlet, his wrestling singlet. I'm not actively trying to submit him with this straight armbar and Kimura series. I'm just looking to mount. I was just trying to distract him, but he's too privy to that, as you saw him block it with his knee. So now here, as he gets to his side, I want to flatten him back out by cross-facing him, and then I'll take this 3/4 mount right there with his knees pinching my right ankle. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about trying to get an underhook now, because I want to keep him flat when he's on his side like this, side mount position, 3/4 mount. He has a chance to escape. So I'm staying heavy with the chest pressure. I'm trying to dig that elbow up, but always aware of the explosion. Like right now, sometimes he goes belly down. So right now, I'm most worried about getting rolled to my left. I have an underhook on this head. It's hard to see. Pierre and Talon are there, but he's staying super tight. So I'm trying to open him up, and I'm punching my right fist into the side of his neck, and I can't get him to open up. I'm worried about the explosion. He's trying to clear my heels with his feet, but I'm keeping my feet pretty tight. Again, I'm most worried about getting rolled, so I'm ready to bail if need be. He's bridging right now, and I just need a little bit of space to get an underhook on his elbow, and there I go. His hand is trapped, but I'm still gonna try and wrench his arm up. I have an S grip behind his neck. I know it's hard to see, and I'm just ratcheting his elbow up higher and higher. Again, I don't want to give up mount. Even if I have to lose the underhook, I'll do so. That way I stay on top. And yeah, just being really conservative. Nice cheetah shorts from Talon. And it's hard to see, but right now I do have his left arm trapped by his ear. His hand is trapped, but I'm not going to give up this head and arm choke. Get the tap right there. I like to stay on top when I finish the head and arm. That way it's harder for them to escape. But when you're staying tight like Dennis was, eventually you have to make moves to try and escape. Even giving up the back, doing anything to actively try and escape will be better than just staying tight. That's your good initial first line of defense, just to not give up a limb so easy, but then actively try and progress to another position. You know, he could have shrimped on his hip a little more, perhaps giving me side mount and potentially the back, but getting stuck in one spot, especially when you're not actively trying to escape, eventually they're gonna tap you. But good job, Dennis. You tough son of a gun. John is pretty much my measuring stick to see if I'm getting better or not. I love this kid. He works hard. I've known him for years. He trains at a different gym and has gotten super good. I don't even know why I'm trying to wrestle with him right now. He also wrestles, and sometimes I like to pretend I'm young and strong and explosive like him to wrestle. Again, even if you're not good at takedowns, hand fight, head fight, work for underhooks. You don't necessarily have to shoot for the legs. Got this underhook. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. I went for that ankle pick to get his head low so I can get to my front headlock. So as opposed to going immediately to the back, I wanted to take the high ground and get 2 overhooks. I know he's going to do a sit out, and I'm going to try and trap his arm. This is kind of my deal here. Barrett Yoshida is one of my heroes, and he is the king at crucifying people. So John has seen this before. He knows how to defend, but I want to try it anyway. So he's wrestling up, and now I'm right back to the front headlock since that didn't work. So here, I do get the crucifix. He was a little too willy-nilly with his right arm, so I snatched it up, and right here, he's doing the right thing. He's getting his shoulders and head to the mat. I'm trying to keep my little chest underneath his head like a pillow, but he's escaping really well. I know I lost the crucifix, so got to get back to the regular back control if possible. Good scramble, good escape by John. 0 for me. So right here, John does a really good job of controlling my hand. Right. One of my go-tos is getting the X guard and then an underhook on his leg. Since he controlled my hand, he was able to get chest to chest on me and not let me get underneath him. But I do have this underhook that I'm working on right here. I'm going to try and get up. He's really good at switching his hips. I still have my butterfly hook in to hopefully build up. Back to my knee shield here. I still have this underhook. And now I was like, you know what? I gotta take a breather. Let me put him in my closed guard and reevaluate the situation. So in this battle for posture, if they lean back too much like he does right here, I'm just biding my time for him to put too much weight back. And then, but damn, there's the bump. So you got to be careful when you're in someone's close guard. Yes, keep your posture good. Yes, don't give up grips. But if you drift too far back, the hip bump is there. Now, I'm just trying to bide my time and see what he's going to give me. Again, my first go-to is always the side choke. But I think he might be too hip to that. We've gone several rounds and he knows my game. Even though he has nice frames inside my leg, I don't want to jump immediately to side mount because his back control is really good. So I just want to keep on working my knees up higher and higher, controlling his hands, controlling his shoulders, and see if I can somehow get this head and arm. Right here, John's right hand has been posting on my back for forever. I don't know why he's not basing away from my hips. He is now. And now right here, I'm trying to mother's milk him. He's staying way too tight, and I know I'm not going to tap him with that, but it's just enough for me to create some sort of offense. Right there, I whip my leg over his head into a triangle, but the round is over. Gio on the left and Koda on the right. So they're both fairly new to grappling. I don't know a whole lot about Gio. Seems like he has a wrestling background. He had pretty decent takedown techniques. And Koda is one of my students. I've been training for a couple months. What I tell my beginners is, number one, don't worry about getting tapped. Mainly worry about staying defensive so it's hard to tap you. And breathing. Ooh, nice takedown, Koda. He's a fiery one. Great takedown, good mount. And right here, I would let go of that underhook on the arm right now. I would settle Gio down by moving my hips higher. But right now, you have the potential to get rolled right now. He's clearing the feet nicely, keeping his feet close to his own butt so he can bridge and potentially escape. But right now, if I was Koda, I would, be trying to move my knees higher and higher. Either removing that underhook or use it to try and get a submission. Again, I know he's fairly new, so he doesn't know a whole ton of submissions. For those of you guys that do, keep working that arm up. Get a head and arm. Gio is doing the right thing by pushing the hips. And then that's what happens. Koda stayed way too tight with his arms. And then he got rolled. So I like how Gio's staying tight, but he needs to keep his knees closer. And Koda needs to try and create more space with his upper body, which he's doing now, to make it easier to get his lower body back in play and retain his guard. Gio should be trying to free his arms. He might get rolled too. But Koda's doing the right thing, using that top leg. We've gone over the Alcatraz mount escape a bunch to see if we can get it. I like how Gio's walking that underhook higher and higher. And right now, Koda got that leg free, and now he should be working to get his left knee shield in. There we go. Oh, and he's back up. Oh, and he's back down. A little scrap between these two. If I were Koda, I would try and get a lower stance. And again, I know I'm small too, but the lower you put your head, the easier it is for them to snatch up a guillotine. But right now, he's standing way too high, and his hands should be right by his knees, so he could prevent a good shot like that. That was a good one. Head a little more frontal, elbows in a little more, and I would just try and be hand fighting and head fighting. Again, I'm not a good wrestler. I suck at takedowns, but just pulling on their head, just getting grips on their nice shot. Just getting grips on their wrist will help you get a takedown. Nice potential pass coming up, and then good turtle by Gio. So if you're about to get your guard pass like he was, he turtled up. He's staying nice and tight, elbows tight to his hips. Now let's see if Koda can open him up. I think he has his right up, and he's back. So Koda's mistake there, I would have tried to secure the seatbelt first. He tried to put in hooks before the seatbelt, and then he gave up position. Now Gio was able to work his guard, and now they stand up where Gio has more of an advantage. But they're both doing really great. This was like one of the last rounds, so we did 6-minute rounds, like 10 or 15 of them, and these guys are working hard all day, so if you don't see an immediate scrap and action-filled takedowns, that's why. But yeah, just focusing on breathing, focusing on staying defensive, hand and head fighting the whole time, even if you're not really going to go for a takedown. Those are some key points to focus on as a beginner. Here in the rash guard, and Tony in the blue t-shirt. They're tying up pretty good. If I'm smaller than someone, I would never try and tie up that deep. But like his gumption. Nice potential knee tap by Tony, but then his head was controlled the whole time, and he has to try and get his guard back. That's a danger you play when you're hand and head fighting with someone bigger than you. And right now Pierre is totally settled in. Tony has no frames. He has an underhook, but it's gonna take a lot to use it. Especially with that heavy shoulder pressure by Pierre. And now he's on top. Tony's doing the right thing, taking an angle. I like how he's using his feet to get out, but less grabbing Pierre's waist, more pushing at his hips. Still got that underhook, but unless he doesn't use it, he's at risk of getting darced right here. And then eventually he has to retreat back to his guard. Yeah, if I were Tony, I would actively trying to use my underhook to get up. And then now Pierre is gonna snatch up that Kimura or mount. It's kind of hard to see, my big old head's in the way. But yeah, Tony's doing a lot of grabbing. He needs to do more pushing at the hips. Now Pierre has this lockdown locked up, and right now I'm talking to Tony. I'm saying, dude, watch your back. because he's gonna get samurai rolled. And then we had a discussion after this and Tony was like, oh, I thought you said someone was behind me. So anytime you're here in 3/4 mount, and especially when they lock up their legs like Pierre does, here he goes, boom, samurai roll to the back. There he goes. Told you, Tony. No, Tony's a good guy, very skilled himself. But Pierre is just putting on him right now. So Tony's doing a good job of fighting the choking hand. Right now, he needs to try and remove this body triangle. He should leg press into Pierre and roll to the left side. You preferably always want to be on the lock on the bottom side of the triangle. That was a nice move he tried to do to remove that hook, but now he's flattened out. He needs to try and get to his knees. Me and Talon are in the way. Sorry about that. Good hand fighting right here, Talon. But right here, Tony needs to stay tight, but it's just too late at that point. Right here with Talon, I told him afterwards, always recognize what hand's trying to kill you. Because right here, I'm keeping my left hand under there. I'm working on this arm trap sequence, but sometimes people get a little discombobulated when they're rolling and they forget which hand's choking them. But he's doing a decent job. Pierre and Tony away in the back now, so I will just switch my commentary to me and Talon. Talon's a new guy that popped into our open mat. Very nice. And anytime I roll with someone that's new, I mean, it's just me, but I don't want to just go 100%. Until you get a sense of their skills. But he's doing a good job of trying to out-rotate my hooks, which he almost did. But yeah, as you're defending the choking arms, you should simultaneously try and either misalign your hips or misalign your shoulders. You can't just fight the hands. You have to try and escape in other directions simultaneously, because eventually they're gonna get you. See, he was doing a good job turtling up. I almost lost it again, and that was something that he did really well. So again, right here, always recognize what hand is trying to kill you. Right here is my left hand, and to strip my grip, he should be focusing on my hand or my wrist. But at that point, it was a little too late. He did a great job, and it's always nice learning and rolling with new people. And I appreciate everyone that comes to our mats to help us all get better. Oh, there's Ryson. Crazy wrestler Ryson in his singlet. Ryson's a really good wrestler, so I was like, I am not messing around with you, dude. I'm just going to sit on my butt and try and do some jiu-jitsu. I'm not going to wrestle you. You got a singlet on. But no, he's a beast, and it's always fun going with him. So I was able to get my guard and settle this wild child down a little bit. And right now I'm just looking to see what he's going to give me. Is he going to let me pull his head? Is he going to let me get his wrist? And right here, I'm going to work my shoulder crunch. Anytime you get an underhook or they grab your head, you got an immediate sweep coming up. So right now I'm trying to create space. He has his hands locked. I'm trying to create space to break that grip and either get this straight armbar or sweep him. But I can't quite get the angle I want, and he's leaning that way anyway, so I'm just going to go for the sweep. Staying nice and low. Can't seem to get the angle and the bite on the arm that I want. Ooh, big takedown back there. So I'm going to switch it up to try and take his base out using my right butterfly hook and just getting on top. This is one of my favorite positions when you get this side mount with a Kimura grip. Gift wrap opens up a lot of things, but he does a good job of turtling up, and I'm too high here. I'm gonna lose the back position, so I need to try and attack the arm or reset to something else. I think it's too late for me to get the back at this point, so I'm trying to dig out this Kimura or Choi bar, but now he's got a really tight grip and I can't dig it out, so I might just use the sweep. What do I do? Bryce is doing the right thing. If I were him, I would use my left knee to try and push my grip away. And I'm losing it right here. So now I'm about to get my guard pass. He's staying tight, and I think I just concede. And I'll let him take it. So again, a part of rolling and open. Oh, nice try for that armbar, but that's where you step over the face first, Ryson. He tried to go for the armbar, but he didn't step over my face first, which is why I was able to come up. I was saying a big part of rolling with new people, whether you're more skilled with them or not, is just learning in your own way. Like with Ryson, number one, I'm not going to take him down. Number two, I'm going to try and take what he gives me because he's stronger than me and he's younger than me, so I'm not going to try and impose my will. Okay, this is where I screwed up a little bit. I thought we were going to reset because we're near the end. But he gets a fully sunken rear naked choke on me. He doesn't have any hooks in. I was about 80% close to tapping right here, but I was able to misalign my shoulders, push up at his elbow, and get to the choking hand. Right now, he should be trying to establish his hooks because I was thinking in my head, once I get out of this, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, you little flying Hawaiian. And right now, I was talking a little smack to him. I said, I got you right where I want you. You're screwed. Even though he's still on top, which is funny to me. So yeah, sometimes you mess around in open mat and you get burned, but it's good. Now I need to work myself out of this crappy position. So right here, these guys are all really good at staying tight. And again, I always like to try and underhook the arm, but he's staying tight. So I'm honestly trying to mother's milk him, which I've never done before. I've never tapped anyone out with mother's milk. I have no idea how to do it. I think you just gotta be big. But I'm literally just like grabbing his head, lining up with my boobies, and trying to smush. If anything, it tries to open him up. Like, I can't get an underhook on him. I'm just gonna try and smush him with my boobies and see what happens. Just grabbing his head. I'm of course messing around a little bit. But what else am I supposed to do? Like, he's staying so tight. And I told him I was going to get him. He almost choked me out, so now he's going to get mother's milked. But no. Ryson's super skilled. And even if you're not going full bore on a round, it's always good to try new things, like mother's milk. We got Tony in the blue shirt versus Dennis in the rash guard. So these guys do. Nice leg entanglement by Tony to that single leg X, and he gets Dennis to the ground. Now let's see if he comes up with it. It looks like he's gonna stick to this ankle lock. If I were Dennis, I'd be trying to hand fight and get to that foot. And right there, he got a quick tap. So anytime anyone ever puts you in single leg X, try and get that foot off your hip. Don't give them an opportunity to catch you with a quick ankle lock. In other news, nice shot by Ryson over there in the singlet. And nice defense by Koda. Oh, and here we go again. Dennis and Tony. I like the fact that they're hand fighting and head fighting, even if they're not actively going for a shot. Oh, nice job, Dennis. And right when I say that, Dennis does a nice takedown. So as Tony establishes his guard, looks like he has somewhat of a rubber guard, but unless he's hugging his knee and taking an angle, this go-go plata attempt might not work. Can't really see where his shin is in relation to Dennis, but knowing Dennis's defense, I think he could fight out of this. So, right here, if I were Dennis, I'd be trying to pass immediately. Tony doesn't have a knee shield at all. By Pierre, by Sabrina. And yeah, if they don't have any type of knee shield, then they essentially have a half guard, and that should be butter to pass. Nice back take by Tony. He just kind of kept creeping his hips out from what was like a high guard / rubber guard position, and he just methodically went to the back, and that was really subtle how he did that. And Dennis does a good job of trying to flatten out, get his shoulders and head to the mat, but Tony has nice long legs, and obviously I can't see the neck position over there, but he still has control of him until Dennis does that little headlock turn in defense. So Dennis does a good job of just waiting, and then he explodes and escape, which is great. You know, you don't want to waste your energy trying to muscle out of things. You just catch your breath, and then right when you feel a little bit of space, explode out of it. Now let's see if he can get outside of Tony's close guard here. He's doing a good job, Dennis is, of good posture, not letting Tony sit up into him, not letting him completely pull him down. He's doing a better job posting. Tony has somewhat of a grip on his head, and now he's going to the back end. Pop of that elbow through. Another great back take, super easy. But right here, Dennis should be fighting for an underhook because he can get his back taken, and here's Tony working on that shoulder crunch, which Dennis pulls out of. Good little match between both these guys. So yeah, again, these are later rounds, so I'm sure they're tired, but You know, getting outside someone's close guard, you gotta stand up. Oh, nice. Again, Dennis bides his time, found the opening and did a nice little knee slice. Oh, good wrestling with Koda and Ryson right here. Nice stuff, nice shot. So Dennis is here in side control. And let's see if Tony can work any underhooks or get his guard back. There he goes. Nice underhook. But then Dennis was privy to that and flattened him back out. Right here, if I were Dennis, I'd be trying to get an underhook with my left arm because you essentially have a headlock and your back might get taken. Let's see if Tony can pop his head out and take his back again. No, but he lost position and Tony went on top. So right here, Tony did a great job of reversing position. He has an underhook and nice heavy top pressure. So yeah, that was Dennis's big mistake. Not getting underhooks and holding onto that head. And now he's on the bottom. Good job, guys. Alright, here's a fun one. The two ladies in the left, Camryn in the spats and Audrey in the shorts. This is interesting. They've always been great training partners. Now they train at different gyms. So I'm kind of excited to see how they do. Audrey's doing a good job of keeping her hips back and avoiding Camryn's guard as much as possible, but Camryn has a really good triangle and dead orchard. Right now, if I were Audrey, I'd be trying to get my posture back up. Nice sweep by Camryn. Now how does she use it? Oh, reset. Watch it, wrestler boys. Nice way of using her hips and legs to reverse position, and now this is where Camryn wants to be. She's got a triangle on Audrey's shoulders. His ankle picked by the brothers. And let's see what Audrey does to get out of here. Interesting, another sweep with a triangle. Now how is she gonna finish it? If I were Audrey, again this is hard to see, I would be trying to protect my arm. Yep, try and get back to my knees, try and posture up, and then Camryn's doing the right thing. Looks like she's attacking that arm in a potential Kimura. But yeah, Audrey needs to do more bridging, try and get back to her knees. But looks like she's surviving and just a regular mount. There's Cam again with the triangle. You can see past these guys. Looks like she's snatching up an armbar off the triangle. And that's what Audrey needed to do to get to her knees. But now I think she has a belly down armbar. Kind of hard to see with Josh and Koda. Let's see here. Oh, and she escapes. Nice attack and defense by both ladies. So right here, Audrey should be trying to posture up, get outside this crazy guard of Camryn. She's escaped a couple times, but yeah, this is right where Camryn thrives, that high guard. Now she's gonna try and attack the dead orchard again, or triangle, whatever's available. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Audrey's trying to do, staying so tight and potentially getting armbarred here. Looks like she got her with that armbar. So yeah, I don't this is what Camryn's known for. Attacking the arms, good guards, so maybe Audrey was just working on some armbar defense and wanted to sit in the fire. But you can't survive them all. Right here, if I were Audrey, I'd be trying to get Camryn on her back. Right here, Camryn can fight for grips. Audrey's gotten really good footwork here with her outside passing. I would like her to use it more. Right now, she's being defensive against a seated guard player, where she should be trying to push, heel toss, 2-on-1, just get some head control on Camryn and get outside this guard, which she nearly does right with that knee slice. She's doing a good job. But now, back in Camryn's guard. Right there. So the second you're in someone's guard, oh, hold on, Koda, getting triangled. Josh with a nice triangle. Yeah, Audrey's just hunkering down. Maybe there's a different type of pass she's working on, but she needs to stand up. Yeah, Camryn does a great job of breaking her down. But if Audrey just stood up and even risked getting a leg entanglement, at least she won't get caught in the same position. Yeah, Camryn feels comfortable with that body triangle from close guard. She can get away with it. She's got long legs. But me personally, I feel like it's limiting my movement if I'm locked on my own leg. But Camryn is a pro at that close guard, and it's a fun match. Well done, ladies. We got Josh in the red and white and blue rash guard on the left, and the beard versus Dennis. Dennis with a nice job of almost passing, but he may get his back taken right here. He doesn't have an underhook. Josh has one hook in. He just has to free his head and he's on Dennis's back. Nice way for Josh to turn Dennis to the other side, not only freeing his head but now getting his top hook in. That's why when you guys are rolling, always be aware of underhooks and get rid of headlocks. Again, Dennis is just a strong bull, so he powers out of that back control down to Josh's guard. Like how Josh is holding his posture down as he works his guard higher and higher. Let's see if he can get this arm bar or sweep that he's working on. So right here, Dennis did a good job of biding his time and waiting, but then the second he was out, get out of there. Now Josh has two underhooks, a little bit shallow, but get out. And nice leg entanglement from Josh as Dennis tried to step over, which he'll either come up with it. Yep, there he goes. So that was a really nice way to escape. Josh let Dennis try and pass, and instead he went to single leg X. And now Dennis has a nice lockdown on the bottom. Josh, right now, I would be trying to free my lockdown leg so Dennis doesn't have an opportunity to whip you around. So now, again, anytime you're out of someone's close guard, either stand up or try and continue pressure passing like Josh is doing here. So Dennis let Josh get too close. He just circled around slowly. Looked like he had a cradle almost and just circled around, and now he went from the back to on top. So right now Josh is trying to trap Dennis's top arm. I think he is a little too high with his positioning, and now he's trying to get this back triangle. Dennis is super tight with that grip. If I were Josh, I would try and grab my shin and try and rotate to the other side, but now Dennis is going to spin out of this back control. Josh does a great job of repositioning, and then when they turtle up, Josh sits his hips back as well. That was really good. Dennis is usually great at spinning out of that. Right now Dennis is doing the right thing, getting his head, shoulders to the mat, turning in, and there he goes with his escape. So now Dennis has a good 2-on-1, but he needs to get his right leg out of there. Josh is still way too close for... Oh, looks like Josh is sitting back on a ankle again, but then he gives up position. There's Camryn on the right in the rash guard. One of my students and Jitsu phenom. So Josh working on this single leg X again, but Dennis is way too close, stacking him, controlling his wrists. Josh needs to create space with those legs to get his guard back. He's almost there. A little too flattened out. He needs to get that right leg all the way through, which he does, to get his closed guard back. So he's working his guard nice and high. See if he can pop one of Dennis's elbows through for a armbar, triangle, back take. What's he trying to do here? Dennis is a load and has great posture as such. There you go, Josh finding the angle for that triangle. Not much time left, but let's see what he does with it. Oh, could use it to sweep. Just get on top, but then time expires. Awesome work, fellas. And here we have Sabrina and Camryn in the far left, our lovely ladies. Let's see how they do. Camryn taking the guard position, her happy place. I like how Sabrina's keeping her elbows tight, but she needs to posture up. Here come. Oh, good. She felt that triangle coming and slipped it as they reset. Oh, she's starting with an O for under. Well, watch that triangle. So if someone tries to get a dead orchard on you, the first line of defense is to just shimmy your shoulders through. Now Sabrina's probably doing the wrong thing, stacking. If you stack them while in a dead orchard, you make it easier for them to pinch your arms in. So now Camryn really has this triangle dead orchard set in. Her leg is locked on her ankle. Now it's just about extricating the arms. Obviously we can't see, but that's what I imagine is going on. And there's a tap of some sort. Whoa, what's Ryson doing to that kid over there? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we go again. Let's see if Sabrina makes any adjustments. I like that leg stable. But Camryn's able to recover her guard. Now she's doing a good job of standing up. But once you stand up, get your hands on the hips to try and create pressure on their ankles and open up that close guard. So her hands are on Camryn's biceps right now, but she has to try and pop open her feet with her hands by pushing on the hips or reaching back at the ankles. In the meantime, Camryn's going back to the triangle that Audrey looks like she has a traditional triangle. Sabrina's doing the right thing. Audrey, move out of the way. Thank you. She's got the right thing. She's keeping her right arm on the outside of her body, but Camryn's going to try and work it across. But right here, let's see if Sabrina gets her posture up. You're going to get your posture up, slip an arm in or out. Okay, she got her again. So let's see how Sabrina does when she pulls guard. Being small and fast, Camryn should be... Ooh, nice arm drag attempt. Camryn should be working her outside passing a lot more. Don't let Sabrina, who's stronger, give up grips to pull you into her guard or get underneath you. So Camryn's gonna pull guard. This is definitely her bread and butter. Again, right here, Sabrina needs to posture up. There she goes. She slipped one arm out. She could have gone for the double under stack pass, but Camryn was able to get one of her legs inside. But that was much better. Ooh, there's a nice knee wedge from Sabrina to open up that close guard. That was really nice. And now she's just dominating the inside position with her arms and her body. But she can't get lazy. Uh-oh. There's a triangle again. Can she shuck that leg off her shoulder? No. The arms across. She needs to rip her right elbow back across to create space for her neck. And there's another danger. The armbar. So let's see how she does from her guard again. Yeah. Camryn's strength is obviously her guard, so it's always good to see her try and pass and see her expand her game and work on her weaknesses, because she already has a killer guard. Move it, wrestlers! Sabrina is always a great partner, but I would like to see her really try and improve on getting out of that close guard. Great little match between the ladies. It's always great having them on the mats. John in the rash guard and Tony in the blue shirt. Sorry about the camera work, guys. I was trying to hold 2 cameras and I was getting confused. Ooh, nice ankle pick by Tony. He got those long arms. Good little takedown. Very rare do I see John playing guard. He's such a great wrestler and top player that it's hard to put him on his back. Now we got Tony with the mustache and John inverting to get to the leg. I like it. Spinning back to a potential triangle. Nice try. Those are some new things I hardly see from John. He's too busy smashing me. I like how Tony's getting to his feet. And then I would like him to start pushing at John's hips to try and open up those guards. Right when you're standing up and they can't grab your head, you don't really need to be pushing on their armpits and biceps anymore. This is the last match after like an hour and 10 minutes of rolling. So if the pace is a little slower, cut him some slack. Tony with the leg lock attempt. I would try and get that knee line first. John does a great job of clearing it, and now he's going to do his magical passing. Let's see how he does it. Little back step, and now Tony with a good underhook, but don't wait. He's on his hip nicely. He's losing underhook. John might get the Kimura. All John has to do is clear that knee line, and then he can work himself up to a mount. So Tony's just hanging on with that half guard, but he needs to use that left arm. He should have continued getting up, and now here we go. John clearing the knee line. Oh, lost it. Tony baited him and switched the position. Well, forget everything I just said. Maybe Tony the pirate knows something I don't. Now he's in a nice reverse judo side, reverse case of gatami or twister side. Now he's back to regular side, and then I switched the angle. This is my phone now. Interesting position. Now we're back to traditional side control. There was an attempt at an octopus guard there from John, but Tony was pretty heavy. So John's got this lock on him. He should be trying to create space and frame, which he is doing now from the neon belly. I think Tony, there we go with that. Oh, it did like a back roll. That was crazy. Okay. Yeah, right here, John should be trying to get to mount, or there we go. Now he underhooks the head. If he didn't underhook the head or get to mount, then Tony could have built up. You got to settle him down. Looks like he's working a north-south now. Tony should let go of that head unless he's trying to buggy choke him or something. But now he could potentially get his right arm trapped by hooking it there. He should let go of that head. Oh, he's just going to power through. But John is privy to that. Try to get mount, but then Tony's on the legs. Fun exchange. Now we're in 50-50. Here we go. Here we go. Who's going to win this shootout? So, I was telling these guys afterwards, when you're in 50-50, try to defend just with your footwork. Kicking their hands away, hiding your heel. Because right now, if you defend with your hands like Tony is, he can't attack. And then they disengage. That was fun. Tony coming up. And here we go. See, anytime John does little fakes like that to me, I slip and I fall. So I just gotta pull guard so I don't look stupid. Right here, Tony's being way too still, but now he's working on that head control. I like that. Don't want to stand stagnant. Even if you're tired, just keep moving, keep getting grips. Watch your head position. And these guys have good stances. And then there we go. That was nice attempt by Tony. But John is just such a beast that I will just give up and attack his legs. Good match with these guys. I think it's the first time they rolled together. Hopefully they come back and give us some more rounds. Good job, everybody.